Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Very special welcome to you this afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts here on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for staying with your number one talk station, 95.1 Nigeria Info, where we keep it passionate, trustworthy, and conversational. My name is Somi, taking you on the last Thursday that I will be on Hard Facts before Kim joins back on the show. She has taken some much needed time away. I've had some people ask, when is she coming back? This is me clearing that up. I promise you by this time next week, you will be hearing the voice of Kimberly Matriku, the OTF herself, back to handle her shift. And then let's see where time will take me. Thank you so much, as always. Barrister Afam, forgive me. You had asked this question a few times. I had meant to respond, but you know how it gets on the show sometimes. So this is me clearing that up. She went away on leave, but she's back next week, okay? All right, then. To all of you who have missed her, I have missed her too. Looking forward to her coming back so I can get back on my nighttime shift. But it has been good being here. It does get to challenge one a bit when you get to move around a little bit, do something different from what you're used to. Go out of your comfort zone, every now and then. Try something different. See how you can push yourself. And I hope that that's what you've been doing with your day thus far. A bit difficult to move out of routine. A lot of people are not really fond of that. They like to just stay within the routine and do what they're used to. But this is me challenging you. You never know what might come out of that opportunity that you put yourself in that is different from what you are used to. Okay? All right, then. We are getting into the conversation in a little bit. I have a quick break to go on, so in about 3 minutes. So let me just take this time to just check in on everyone, make sure that you're doing well before we get into the conversation proper, which will be coming up after the break. Some are things you've already heard about, but of course, we like to give you the opportunity to turn on your mic and make your views known to the public. Some of the biggest things in the news still having to do with the conversations around protest or no protest. We've had more people weigh in on the conversation. Currently, the president is meeting with APC governors at Aso Villa amid plans for the protest. Apparently, the news headlines had it that they had come out earlier on to say they don't know why Nigerians are protesting. After which we saw another report where they said, we recognize that there are pains and all of that need to be felt, but still, this is not the way. The Minister of the FCT has weighed in on that as well, saying protest is not the way. We've had the military come out to say their own bit. Of course, everybody, as far as the government is concerned, seems to be kicking against it. So that's clearly still one of the biggest things in the news today. But we're going to be seeing what else we can look at to bring ourselves abreast with the situation around the country. But just in case you didn't catch it, the president is currently meeting with the Progressive Governors Forum at the State House in Abuja. It did say that though the agenda of the meeting could not be confirmed officially, it may be, most likely is, connected to the planned nationwide protest kicking off August 1st. Meeting, it was learned, as part of an urgent move to arrest the burgeoning momentum before it degenerates, according to the Guardian newspaper. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma is said to be leading a team of governors to the meeting that is currently underway, along with the chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum, Governor Abdulrazak Abdurrahman of Kwara State, also cited, where the reinstated Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu. You also had Basi Otu Cross River, Benue State Governor Father Hyacinth Alia, Uba Sani of Kaduna State, Francis Nwifuru of Ebonyi, amongst others. The likes of the National Security Advisor also said to have been cited at that, as well as the Ministers of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning. So I did mention that there was a meeting going on yesterday. They're currently having another meeting today. So, and perhaps one might say that they're not completely oblivious to what is going on and the pains of the people, and so they're trying to meet to come up with some sort of a resolution to the problem. Well, today is the 25th. That means they have from now up until next week to be able to come up with those solutions. And hopefully there are things that can make Nigerians shift gears and say, okay, maybe we might just take our minds off of this and face other matters. Like I said, that's the biggest story in the news. I'll be sharing others when we come back from this break. I did say I was checking in with you. Nobody called. Okay, maybe everybody's fine. Or perhaps the time was the issue. We'll be doing all of that when I come back to continue on the roundtable on Hard Facts here on 95.1 Nigeria Info. The name is Somi, short for Somi, and I'll be seeing you after this.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Audio Jungle.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Let's get officially into the conversations, or rather the roundtable headlines for this time. Again, it is 95.1 Nigeria Info. My name is Somi. That's short for Apena Somi. And let's talk. All right. I had started just reeling off some of the updates that have come concerning the upcoming and planned protests, and talking about the different people who have weighed in on the matter. I did mention that the military also came out to speak about it. They didn't just come out to say, look, don't protest because it will lead to anarchy. Apparently, the DHQ also uncovered a plot by malicious actors to target car owners, landlords, and smartphone users during the planned End Bad Governance protest scheduled for the 1st of August. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, made the announcement at a press briefing in Abuja today, cautioning people to avoid any form of violence during the protest. He also said that unscrupulous elements aim to hijack the demonstration, targeting individuals based on their possessions such as cars, shops, houses, and even air conditioning. He said, and I quote, "Already we have detected some unscrupulous elements bent on hijacking the planned protest to make it violent. Many are therefore following in ignorance. For instance, there are indications that if you possess a smartphone or a car or a shop, if you own a house or even use air conditioning in your house, you have been labeled as a target." And he stated that the organizer of the nationwide protest seems to be emulating the violent demonstrations in Kenya, which remain unresolved. Mr. Buba, or rather, General Buba also added that the level of violence being envisaged can only be described as a stage for anarchy, and they said they will not allow for such thing to befall the country. Biggest question that crossed my mind when I saw this was, if indeed they have identified that there are such plans, perhaps could it be that the identification of it means that they also have information as to who these people will be, or who these groups of people will be, and that they might be able to take them on and ensure that they do not go ahead with their plans to hijack in whatever form, whether robbing people or any form of violence at all. That was the biggest question that crossed my mind. But like I said, it's not just security operatives. You have governors, you have the minister of the FCT, you've even had traditional rulers weighing on the matter. There was also a conversation around a purported oral festival, which is supposed to be happening exactly within the time of the protest, the planned protest, and conversations have been up and about that. But we're moving on. Let's see if we can talk about some other things, and then we open up the phone lines so that we can make good use of our time again. All right. The SGF, the SGF, representing the federal government, have come out to say that they spent over $1.5 billion from 2020 to date to protect the nation's oil installations and curb crude oil theft. The SGF, George Akume, made this known on Thursday at a public hearing of the House of Representatives on crude oil theft. Mr. Akume was represented by the Permanent Secretary, General Services, Maurice Nanti. He said the federal government was concerned about the report from the NATI, which is the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, which pointed to over $46 billion worth of stolen crude between 2009 and 2020. The House has set up a special committee headed by the chairman of the House Committee on Petroleum Upstream, Ado Dugua, to investigate the losses in the oil and gas sector. Additionally, Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, represented by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, said $10 billion have been lost in 7 months to crude oil theft, and no magic can remedy such a loss. These are the conversations going on within the House. But if you look at the figures, really, you're spending $1.5 billion to protect the oil installations and still losing as much as $10 billion. And you say no magic can remedy such a loss. Well, we have to, at this point, come up with some sort of magic, because the math is not mathing, right? And we cannot continue to excuse or allow for this oil theft to go on. It does have rippling effects, which we're seeing day in, day out on the Nigerian people and the Nigerian economy, and we need for this to be resolved. But if they're saying no magic can remedy such a loss, where then does that leave us? Considering how much has gone in also to protecting, does that mean that we should probably cut down on the spending or increase the spending? Or are they saying that even if you increase the spending and do a number of things, the magic will not just magically make the oil theft stop? Again, my position has always been to a large extent that when you get into the interaction sometimes from our lawmakers and elected officials, it does seem like they present everything as though it is hopeless. If it is hopeless, then why are they there? Aren't they there to prefer solutions? Some people have preferred solutions. Some experts have preferred solutions. But we keep coming back to this place of seeming helplessness. I don't think that saying no magic can remedy such a loss is a good enough statement. And they need to really find something that can do that, especially looking at all the money that is going into that. I will share another headline, but I did say that I want to open up the phone lines early. So let's see if we can get into that, whether it is on the protest or what is going on in the oil sector, especially given the statement from the SGF about as much as $1.5 billion being spent to secure the installations. 07009510000 or 080-959-74869. On WhatsApp is 080-999-30137. And we also streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Go to Nigeria Info Abuja to engage in the conversation there, and let's get your thoughts on the stories that we've shared so far. See if we can make time for any more after this time. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome.
May God bless you. My name is Chineda. I call it from Nakawa.
God bless you too, sir. Go ahead.
You see, my sister, I want to talk about this nationwide protest. You see, our leaders, how come people vote for you, vote for all of them? Now they enter this. The poor people who put them there are eating sand and suffering. To pay school fees for university now is not an talking matter. Even to give that school only whatever, let them bring back and reduce the school fees. Why? Because then they go school, the benefit for school for this country free of charge. Now, to buy common module of Gary, 1,000 something, where people are buying 17 naira, 18 naira. Well, almost 700 naira. Anybody who talk about the protest that nobody sees to is an enemy of the country. Why? Because when people come out to express their freedom, you as a leader, you listen to them and fight all those things back. Why? Because you can't sit and eating billions of naira between you and your children. People who put you there are suffering every day by day to eat is a problem. And the person comes. These people are dying every day, my sister. It's
Okay.
not a family of four. How much you will spend to feed your family in a month?
Okay.
So anybody in this country who is talking, whether it's see, let me tell you, my sister, I have a police family people.
10 seconds, sir.
Their wives are suffering, maybe small.
Okay.
Police is problem.
Okay.
So them will be police, then they suffer them.
Okay.
So thank you.
All right, and thank you. I have been strongly cautioned to keep it to 2 minutes or less, so we're not able to do a lot of extensive responses. Let's get back to the phone line, see who's talking to us now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Somi.
Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Colin. At this hour of our national life, is our leaders' intimidation, use of threat, and propaganda will not manifest, will not be useful. It's better they engage people to responsible negotiation. What we are expecting from presidency, from Mr. President, absolutely is people subpedal from most of his policies. His policies are too harsh for Nigeria to contend with. It's better to take us back to status quo, or he reverse to most especially bring down the price of fuel.
Okay.
So that it will circulate. People who have stock, who have relief, people will live comfortably in their country.
Okay.
That is the essence. If you are building infrastructure, but you neglect human welfare, well-being, people suffer. It's uncalled for. We don't want anarchy in his country. We don't want to go the way of Haiti or the way of Sudan and other countries.
Okay.
Most of violent changes are not the solution. There will not be way out. But President Tinubu and prominent Nigerians, they should prevail on him. Please.
All right. Thank you, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Somi.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Somi.
I can hear you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you so much. This is Danny calling from Airport Road.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. To say that the economic situation in the country is biting majority of Nigerians will even be an understatement now. Things are hard. Things are difficult. People find it difficult. People find it challenging to exist, to meet their basic needs. And another fact I want to point out is that in any society, you have the rich and you have the poor. You have the literate and you have the non-literate. You have the godly and you have the ungodly. And when we now say there will be protests in this type with this precarious situation in Nigeria, there is no way people who are in helpless position, people who are in abject poverty, that they will not capitalize on it. And the ungodly in the society, there is no way they will not capitalize on it to vent their anger on those that they perceive to have, on those they perceive to be among the oppressors. And that's the danger. And that is why my appeal is that the organizers of the protest, wherever they are, wherever they are, they should marshal what they have in mind, the grievances they have, what they want the government to do, and proceed to the governor's office in their various states. If they are in Abuja, they can go to the office of the federal minister for FCT or even to Aso Rock self. Let them just present their demands and go back home.
Okay.
Any attempt to make them to be going about the society, others will infiltrate them.
Okay.
And it will not speak well. It will lead to violence at the end of the day.
Okay.
Thank you for the privilege.
Thank you very much, Mr. Denny. Appreciate that. All right. Nduge Kalu on Facebook. I see you watching all the way from Aba. Sani Mohammed, he says, afternoon to me. My own advice to youths. Okay, your comment is not clear. Ohabu Achinedu, I see your message as well, and get to more comments as soon as I'm getting them. Let's see what WhatsApp has for me. Tokwe, I see you. Thank you so much for checking in. Hope you're good as well. Somi, good afternoon. What are they meeting for again? There's fire on the mountain. The blood of the innocent Nigerians killed at Lekki Toll Gate will fight all our political enemies. Chekeli Philip from Buhari with that one. Well, they are meeting. Are you saying that they shouldn't meet? Isn't that a good thing? Shouldn't we take that as some sort of a sign? Perhaps they may come out with some resolutions that may help stave off the protest. Not because they just want to shut down protests, but because they want to come up with things that would actually appeal to the sensibilities of Nigerians to say, because they have been coming out to say there's no need for it, there's no need for it. Perhaps this meeting can help them to elucidate why there's no need for it. Problem will be if they just came out of the meeting and just said, continued with the narrative of don't come out to protest without providing a reason why. Again, the president also came out to say, give me more time. Hopefully, they are sitting and having these meetings again, and this is me just being as optimistic as I can be. Again, it's a meeting with APC governors, a Progressive Governors Forum. Perhaps the one that they had yesterday was more expansive in terms of attendance at the meeting, and so I wouldn't say it's a terrible thing at their meeting. There's still time, perhaps, to see if they can quench that fire that you say is on the mountain. Good afternoon, Somi. With the intelligence the military claim to have, they should not wait until crime is committed, as prevention of crime is a statutory function of security agents. Okay. Good afternoon, Somi. The military should proceed to arrest the suspects of their intelligence. James Ahua from Duce, you noticed I didn't read out exactly what you wrote, right? Yeah, let's be a bit more conservative in our choice of words. Where were the intelligence when kidnapping reigned here in the FCT? They should brace up to protect the protesters and prevent any person or persons that come up to subvert the protest. They should. Okay, all right. I would leave it there. Good afternoon, Somi. In this part of the world, we have reactive leadership, not proactive. All these demands they're appealing for time to fix have been with them since the past 9 years of APC administration. What have they done to remedy them? No family, person or country borrows money to squander instead of investing. It will escape what is happening in this country now. The only panacea to this protest is good governance. Chima for Mapo with that one. Good afternoon, Somi. I'm against the planned protest because it is politically motivated. This Oludade Abiodun is asserting. But Mr. President and his team need to listen to the people. Nigerians are saying they're not happy with the policies of the people. Okay, good afternoon, Somi. I'm not joining the protest because I did not vote for the president. Those who voted for him are accomplices in what we are passing through today. For me, let 2027 come for us to use the broom to sweep them out. Festus from Buhari with that one. Let's get back to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Somi.
Welcome.
I remain Justice of Peace.
Welcome, Justice. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Somi, see, the man in the M of affair of Nigeria is a man who uses dialogue and buyover to grow and permit me to use that word.
I was just going to ask where the buyover allegations are coming from. Yeah. Go ahead.
He liked meeting people. That is what I mean. He liked meeting people. He liked dialoguing, which is made for. But even the organized labor that have been meeting for over a year, what has happened for the issue of minimum wage? But it did not take our president 1 hour after he took over power to send subsidy out of Nigeria. But over a year, he has not come up with a robust minimum wage for the workers. So me, I want to say something.
But he has come up with the minimum wage.
Anybody that says Nigeria should keep quiet at this time should not complain when a loaf of bread will get to 5,000 naira in the next 1 year. The person should not complain. He should get ready because it will happen. It's our country. Everybody have rights. I'm a Nigerian citizen. The president is a Nigerian citizen. We pay him for the job that he's doing. He should serve us better. If he cannot serve us better, he should go down. Nobody said he shouldn't be the president, but listen, we are paying you for the job. You should do it the way we want it. Even Abacha that is described as the devil of Nigeria. Abacha pays subsidy and allow Nigeria to have a better life. But the elected civilian president cannot do it. What are we talking about?
Okay.
Nigeria should rise up and demand for their rights. It's not a sin, neither a crime. It's just you demanding for your individual rights as a citizen of this country. And ask the way you want it. If you are paying, we are paying for our hard tax money. We are paying him. Thank you, Somi.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Okay, a few more calls and we wrap. Well, we're not wrapping up. We need to go on a break, but talk to me.
Hello,
good afternoon. Welcome.
Thank you. This is Mr. Ojo.
Welcome, Mr. Ojo. Go ahead.
Yeah. You said that there are some elements behind this protest.
The military.
The
military said that they have discovered some.
Can't you people go ahead and arrest them now before that protest? That's number one. My sister, If Mr. President wake up tomorrow, we say bring the price of fuel back to the former price, honestly, this thing will die down. They know what we want. They don't want to give us what we want. They are dodging it, and they are pleased. Just like you put fire on my head, you are begging me that I should allow the fire to be on my head, and you will be bothering me, telling me that please, you give me time, I will bring it down. Give me time. Which country does that? This protest, I will join. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's take a few more calls, and then we need to go on that break. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello,
Yes.
Somi.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. This is Aiboje
Aikoje, welcome.
from Kubo. Somi, people are suffering. Oh, people are suffering. Somebody told me you can no longer eat akara with 200 naira again, or even 500 naira. People are suffering. People are suffering. People are suffering. Now, this protest didn't just come out of blue, or people did just say they want to protest. As soon as you came in, what did you do? You took away subsidy without making provisions. You increased NEPA bill, what's it called, NEPA fee or PHC, they increased their fee without solution. Now the people want to protest. Mind you, this is protest, not arrest. There are two ways citizens get force their government to do things. They either go for civil arrest. They protest. Why are they making it a matter of civil unrest? No, I'm happy that the military have come out to say they have discovered the people. Then they should nip it in the bud. How about the police? I learned that the police are going about seizing condemned tires from vulcanizers because there is an intelligence that tires will be burned that day. Now, I don't know. Why should they run from their responsibility? They know what the people want. They know what they want. At least this is biting.
Okay.
It's biting everybody. So it is biting everybody. Just attend to our demand and see if people will not stop this. Whether you are going about releasing press statements, instigating fears in people's mind, using forces threat. This will not work. We are bigger than Trade. We are bigger than Kenya. We are bigger than Ghana. We are bigger than Uganda.
Okay.
Our people are our strength, and the people want to come out to protest, not to destroy the country. I think protest for me. Let it go ahead. We will not destroy Nigeria. We would not. We only want to. Good day, Somi.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Let's look at one other person who has weighed in on the conversation. We have a former Minister of Education, Obieze Kosili, who came out to say that indeed she's backing the upcoming nationwide protest planned for February 1st to 10th, urging the federal government and state governments to handle the situation with civility and empathy. In her statement, which she titled "My Position on the Nationwide Protest of Our Young Citizens," which she posted on her X handle, she highlighted the distress being experienced by many Nigerians due to the severe economic hardships. She says all reasonable people know that majority of our citizens, especially the young ones, are distressed by the courts. She also criticized the reaction of politicians, public officials, and their allies, which she described as undemocratic and lacking empathy. She pointed out that the news of the protest has already caused agitation among government officials. And she says, I hope that the federal government and its allies can quickly and wisely cease from threatening those amongst our citizens who wish to exercise their constitutional right of expression, association, and movement through the protest. She spoke to a few other things as well. One of them was emphasizing the importance of protecting and supporting protesters to ensure peaceful demonstrations. She says, ensure that they are protected and supported by the police and related agencies like the Civil Defense Corps to protest peacefully and orderly in presenting their demands and agitations to authorities. She said, be guided by the terrible lessons of the mishandling of the NSARS protest. And she also recommended that the government respond to protesters with a clear plan to achieve good governance on the issues being raised. And it's at this point that I would like to bring this conversation to the protest to a close, because this cannot be the entirety of our conversation on the roundtable today. She did stress a few things. Key, protect the protesters, she said. But this part about government responding to the protesters with a clear plan to achieve good governance on the issues being raised. Yes, people have said that the theme is end bad governance, but conversations have come up time and time again on what are the clear steps. It can't be a holistic thing, because there are quite a number of steps that one would take to end bad governance. This is where it's said that, look, the protesters or the organizers or whatever, these things have to be outlined. Okay, present these as the agenda to government. Let government respond to this. Still haven't seen anything on that. It's just this one big theme, which in itself is not bad, but needs to be properly highlighted and outlined, so that it does give some sense of direction. I remember a senior journalist speaking about this matter as well, when he referred to one of the taglines for this planned protest, which is Days of Rage, saying probably that's what the military and security operatives may be responding to when they're using terms like anarchy and violence and all of that. All that still remains under what they call it now. We still need to take that under advisement, but that can be the overriding theme. We'll talk more on other conversations after this. Stay with us.
To shrimp and crab.
This is Nigeria Info.